Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are working on this little swatchy scarf, and this is a sneak peek of what is ahead. So you may have heard me talking about this. I'm going to put this on the tripod now. You may have heard me talking last night in my live stream that I wanted to teach you a new Tunisian pattern, and I'm looking at this Colorful Waves pattern that I was inspired by from this book, Tunisian Crochet Colorful Pattern Mix by Petra Tornak Zimmerman. Now, I admit that I changed it up a little bit, but I was definitely inspired by this, so I want to give her credit. I intend to, or what happened was, as I started making this swatch, I decided that I wanted to turn it into a temperature scarf. So I'm going to write it all down for you and put the information in the description below. But I decided that those colors that I just showed you, all of those colors are going to be the colors of my temperature scarf. So if you're not familiar with the temperature scarf, I'm going to assign each color a temperature on the thermometer for outside. So I'll probably do it in 10-degree increments. So I have one color for like -0, and then another color for like 0 to 10 degrees outside Fahrenheit, another color for 11 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, another color for 21 to 30, and so on. So then I'll start it either at the beginning of the year, or I'll start it like September 1st and work until next September 1st, or I'll start it in January and go through a whole 365 days, doing one row per color corresponding with the temperature that it is here in my neck of the woods, which is Southern Ohio. Anyway, so that's the plan. And let's get started with learning this really fun Tunisian pattern. Look, it's barely rolling at all, by the way. It only rolled a little bit here when I bound off. So this is a great Tunisian pattern for those of you who worry about the pattern rolling on you. So I have a K-size double-ended hook. It can be just a Tunisian hook, but I like this hook a lot because it's a good length for me. So even though it's a double-ended hook, I'm going to use it as my Tunisian hook today. And since I am going to, I think, play with some color, and it was pretty warm today, I have not assigned colors yet, but I'm going to pick a couple. These are both Brava and Brava KnitPicks and also Paintbox from Love Crafts yarns that I'm going to be mixing together from my stashes to make this temperature scarf. I'm going to start with this one. This is Cornflower Blue from Brava Worsted KnitPicks. I'm going to follow loosely the instructions from Petra. What a great name. I love that name, Petra. Okay, putting a slip knot on my hook. Now this pattern will be a multiple. She says a multiple of 6 plus 2, but then her diagram is only 6 stitches. 6 and 6, and so she has these book-ended extra stitches, but I don't really feel the need for that. So I am just going to do a plain old multiple of 6. So I am deviating from the written pattern. You can do whatever you like to do. I'm going to do a multiple of 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know that temperatures projects are usually blankets and not scarves, but I think I'm going to do mine as a scarf. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I added 3 extra because I was counting. So I'd better, while I was talking, I'd better count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, that is a multiple of 6. Now I could, I could do just a foundation row, but I think I'm going to go right into the pattern today. So I am going to count this at this first loop on my hook as the first Tunisian simple stitch. I will pull up a loop in each of the next 2 stitches. So that's a Tunisian simple stitch. The next one is a Tunisian simple stitch. Now I'm going to do a Tunisian double crochet, 1 in each of the next 3 back ridge, back bars, back loops of the next chains. So yarn over, insert the hook into that back bar, back ridge, back loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook and leave it there. So I now have 1, 2, 3 Tunisian simple stitches and 1 Tunisian double. Okay, I'm going to place 2 more Tunisian doubles, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. So the pattern across is going to be 3 and then 3 and then back again. So I have 3 simples, 3 doubles. Now I'll go 3 simples, 3 doubles, and alternate all the way across the length of the fabric. So 3 simples, 3 doubles. Now there's a lot of different ways that we can do the color variation, and so I want to explain to you by looking at the swatch what happened and the decisions that I made along the way, so that you can decide if you're going to do it the same way I did or if you're going to make it differently. So there's 3 doubles, so I'll do 3 simples now. 1 in each chain, pulling up a loop, just the basic pulling up a loop. I did that 3 times, so now I'll do 3 doubles. And if you need a reminder, a double is yarning over, inserting the hook into that loop, yarning over, pulling a loop through the fabric, yarning over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, just like that, and leave it unfinished so that there is a loop still remaining on the hook. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Now there's a couple different ways that you can do this, like I said, and I would like to put my needle down, my hook down, and show you. I'm going to end with 3 double crochets, 1 double crochet in each of the chains, Tunisian double crochets that is, leaving the 1 loop left. So I'll put down my work and show you what's happening on the swatch. So here's my first forward pass. Okay, so what happened here? She suggested in her pattern that you alternate every other row. So in her pattern, Petra said in the Tunisian simples, you should do a double crochet, Tunisian double crochet in the simple, a double crochet in the simple, a double crochet in the simple. And I didn't really like how that worked for me. So I ended up doing Petra suggested that we place, we alternate the stitches. So doubles would go into the simple stitches. So these aqua blue would go into the simple stitches, and then okay, that is correct. So she suggested that the pattern be that you put the alternate stitch into its friend, but not its same pair. So the double would go in the simple, the double would go in the simple, the double would go in the simple. This is a double down here, so a simple would go into it. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like bricks. So whatever it comes underneath it, you do the opposite thing on top. So here's 1 row in this blue, and then here's 1 row in the more aqua Caribbean or turquoise blue. So she suggested, and I thought it was really pretty, but I didn't feel like it waved enough for me. So then I decided that I would do 2 rows of the same exact thing, and it turned into this section here. So it made a much bigger wave on top of a bigger wave. So let me explain. So I did a row of a double right on top of the double. So I stacked the same thing on top of each other, 2 rows, 1 row and then 2 rows, and then a simple row and a simple row. Got it? So you put the twins on top of each other for 2 rows, and then put another set of twins on the next 2 rows. So that's how these bigger scallops looked. Then I went ahead and swapped out and went back to her original plan of putting a single or a simple stitch on top of a double on top of a simple, and so on, stacking it. So I think that I really liked these thick stripes of kind of waviness, where I used the same color twice and did the exact same thing for another pattern, maybe like a blanket. But for a color changing climate temperature scarf, I think I'm going to go back to her original plan of doing the alternating in simple, the brick pattern. So putting here's doubles, put a simple on top of a double, put a double on top of a simple. Okay. I hope I haven't confused you too much. The point is you can do whatever you like. And here's some variations that show how they look. For the temperature scarf, I am going to choose this one with the narrower stripes so that I can work one stripe every day corresponding to the temperature that it is outside. And in 365 days, my scarf will be done. So I have started that here. I started with simples, and then I 3 simples, 3 doubles, 3 simples, 3 doubles, all the way across. Then I get to change color, or I'm sorry, return pass with the same color. Yarn over, pull through 1 loop on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, all the way across for the width of the scarf. If you decide to change the width of the scarf, you need to increase or decrease in sets of 6. So 6 more stitches or 6 fewer stitches each time to make it either wider or narrower. I do like this count of 24 for this particular pattern. It feels like the right size of width for me. And because I will be doing 1 row every day, this many stitches does not feel like too many. Like I might actually accomplish this, and so can you. So at the end of this row, we will be changing color every row. So I'm going to go back and un-Tunisian crochet. I'm going to pull out that last little loop there. And instead of yarning over and pulling through the last 2 loops to finish the row, I'm going to change color. So say, for instance, this is my 40-degree temperature color, and it was 43 degrees today, for example, even though it's August and hot. And then maybe tomorrow it's in the 50s. And so what if I chose this color to be my 50s color? And I will write this down before I begin so that I remember a year from now which color goes with which temperature. I'll make myself a little chart. So changing color, place the new color here behind the work, and you'll yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops with the new color so that you are ready to begin the next row right away. So remember all of that preamble before. Because I started with Tunisian simple, 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 and this one counted as the first one, I'm actually going to chain 1 to make it a little taller, and I'm going to double, double in the simples. And then can you see these 3 doubles here between my thumbs? Those, I'm going to put simples in each of those. So I'm alternating, putting the opposite thing into the previous stitch. So I will double. Okay, so now I have 3 stitches. Here's my 3 doubles. I can see them because they have a little bit of a squatty bottom on them. And so I will do Tunisian simple 1 in each of those. Okay, and Tunisian double crochet in 3. And so I will continue this pattern all the way across. 3 and then 3, 3 and then 3. And return pass with the same color. Okay, making sure I'm doing it right while I'm talking. Return pass with the same color that you're using for the forward pass. And then switch color when it's time to yarn. Oh, I'm purling. I'm purling. I wanted to purl. Why do I want to purl? Double. Tunisian double crochet is what goes here. I don't think you'll need a ton of yarn for this. Obviously, you just need scraps of each color, but you want to make sure that you have enough yarn to go the whole year. And if you have a really cold winter and a really hot summer and you need a lot of it, then make sure you have enough of the color that you think you're going to need the most of for your average temperature in your area. But I think it's going to be a fun project, and I'm excited to share it with you. And then when I get at the very end of this, I will just At the end, I just bound off with slip stitches across the top. And then you'll have tails over where you have cut yarn. So we'll have to place an edging around the edge to cover up the tails of where all the different colors that we have cut. So I will probably just do a simple single crochet or a reverse single crochet edging around the scarf, and our temperature scarf will be complete. And for the edging, I would say choose your first color as you're edging around, or choose your favorite color. If it's going to match a jacket or a coat or something, then choose your favorite color of the 10 or so that you're choosing for your area. Now, if you're in someplace lucky where you only have a range of colors, a range of temperatures that's much narrower than here in Ohio, where we could in a year get 0 to 100. And if you're in an area that stays more temperate, then just choose fewer colors, but make sure that they really look great together. So that's all for today. So go look at more Tunisian patterns up here and more colorful patterns up here. See all the details in the link in the description below, and you can join me. I think maybe I'll start September 1st. Are you going to join me? What colors are you going to choose? Tell me about your plan. Tell me if you've ever done a temperature scarf or blanket before. Let's do it together. I will see you on the next video.